Hey guys, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. So guys, as you can see, this is all about this awesome wet mod on Assetto Corsa. The graphics are stunning. This is the ultimate guide and easiest way to install this fantastic mod to Assetto Corsa that will really change the way that you play the game. I've been wanting to do this mod for a little while, so here it is. Before we get into the video guys, as ever, if you do like this video or you like the channel, do click on that subscribe button. It really helps me to grow the channel. And if you're new here, remember it's free. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. Okay, let's jump in. Just before I get into the step-by-step instructions, I just want to show you what this mod is going to do. Here we have the Ferrari 330 P4 from 1967. Now how gorgeous does this look? So these graphics are running on the game engine, and actually as you're going around the track, this is what the mod is doing to the car, the sky, the rain, and more importantly the actual track. So this is not your standard wet mod. The normal wet mod that you'll download, the free wet mod, will actually just give you a wet texture on the track. This gives you real puddles. So without further ado, let's jump into seeing how you can install this mod. We're heading straight over to Patreon then, and I've put the link in the description below, so do check that out. And Ilya, otherwise known as X4Fab, has been working on this mod for a number of years. To gain access to the wet mod files, there is a small fee of $5 to get you the first month's access. You can download these and then install them into Content Manager. Now you don't need to continue your Patreon subscription, that is entirely up to you. Now once you've actually downloaded the raw file, and here it is here, simply drop it into Content Manager as per normal, click on the three lines, and you can see here that we can install it. Now I have clicked on here to clean the old files out to make sure I'm getting a clean install with this mod. Now this is an experimental mod and a preview mod. So as you can see here, the available versions only go up to 0.1.66, but we are actually running now 0.1.67 preview 1. So the fee that you're paying to access Patreon actually gives you this special preview version that is very limited to the number of people that are using it at the moment. Now we've installed the new wet mod file, let's take a closer look at how to configure it and what it actually does. I'm sure you can see straight away here the puddles actually on the track, how fantastic they look. So this is a Ford Escort RS 1600 from 1973, one of my favourite cars. And what I'm going to do is keep this on this track at Brands Hatch. I'm just going to show you some of how the configuration works. So the first thing to do is move your mouse over to the right hand side of the screen while in drive mode. Scroll to the bottom of the list and click on the Weather FX debug. That will give you this little console. Now as you can see, I'm running at 140 frames per second at the moment, but you can actually with these sliders move the rain, the wetness and the water on the ground up and down, so you can see what kind of impact it has on your computer, as well as understanding what it actually does to the track. So you can see here on Brands Hatch, as we move the water up and down, look at how these dynamic puddles work. That is absolutely incredible. The other thing to mention is that this mod will work on all standard tracks and actually some of the mod tracks that you will download, so you don't need a separate wet track mod. Okay, what I'm doing here is just clicking through the different options in Sol, and as I do you can see that the puddles and the rain just continue to work even though I'm changing through the different weather systems. This means that you can create some amazing custom scenes to your liking depending on the track, the time of day and the weather that you want to put down. Now I absolutely love the mist and the fog on here. I think it really captures those winter days in the UK especially. But the rain, the light rain, the heavy rain and especially the thunderstorms all look stunning. And do remember you can even set this up to have summer and spring showers too. Now that we have set the custom settings on the weather and on the rain mod, let's have a look at how this affects the car, and this is the really special beast for me. As you can see, this RS 1600 looks stunning. So I'm just going to show you a few shots around this car so you can see how the rain runs off the car drips off the car and how the windscreen wipers work. This mod makes these cars look so realistic in the wet. Do remember though guys, I am running a number of other graphical mods, so if you've not installed those and you do want to check them out, the videos are on my channel. I will also put the links in the description below. In FreeCam mode on this replay, you can also see how the physics work and how awesome these puddles actually look on the track. Now that we have the wet mod installed, let's take a look at some other gameplay and other cars running this graphic mod. Here we have the Audi S1 at Barcelona. Now the only difference in this gameplay footage is that I've actually changed the track to a wet mod texture track. As you can see, it doesn't look quite as good, so that's why I would recommend not using that mod but just using this wet mod on its own. But the S1 looking fine around Barcelona. And again, with a slightly different weather system set up, the S1 close up, again, look at the way the water drops off the car. And remember guys, I know I said it at the beginning of the video, but this is actually happening in real time with all the cars as you're racing around the track. You will have seen the F1 footage at the beginning of this video. Let's have a look at what F1 looks like with this wet mod. For this gameplay footage, I've turned all the sliders to max, so you can see there is lots of standing water, very heavy rain, very heavy spray. Now I have a lot of respect for F1 drivers, but can you imagine driving around this Monza track this fast in the wet with this kind of visibility? You've got to give these guys a lot of kudos. So if F1 racing on Assetto Corsa is for you, and you want to turn the graphics and the difficulty up to max, this is the incredible challenge that you will face. We also have to keep reminding ourselves that this game is nearly 7 years old now, so the modders that are doing this work on Assetto Corsa are really keeping it alive. I also think you'd be hard pushed to find any PC or console racing games that look better than this in the wet, so again, big kudos to X4 Fab for doing this fantastic mod. Next up is the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. I love this car, and of course this is at the famous Nordschleife Nürburgring. We all know how hard this track is to master anyway, but driving in the wet with the standing water is an extra challenge, so do check it out. Now we've seen the GT3 racing on hot laps around the track, let's see what it looks like in a race at Brands Hatch. I'm sure you'll agree this looks absolutely stunning again, but there's a couple of words of warning here. The first is the spray. So as you can see, when you're chasing these cars at 150, 180 miles an hour and the rain is heavy and the puddles are heavy, you will get a lot of spray. Now the spray does depend on the cars. I've noticed that on F1 cars it's a lot less, but on these bigger cars you will get spray. That makes it very hard to drive, so get those wipers on full speed. The other thing to mention is that when you have this many cars driving on this mod, it is putting intense pressure on your CPU and graphics card. This is running on a 1080 Ti, which is no slouch, but even that struggled with some of the gameplay here. So do make sure that when you install these mods, as all graphical mods on Assetto Corsa, you start slow and you ramp the graphics up slowly to see what suits your system. So guys, I'd be really interested in your thoughts on this mod. I think it's one of the best graphical mods on Assetto Corsa, and I've been waiting to do this video, as I've said, for a number of weeks, and I'm so pleased that I've done it and got it installed now. I'm going to really enjoy experimenting with the settings and creating some more amazing Assetto Corsa experiences. As ever guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As I've said, I've really enjoyed making this. If you do like the video or you like the channel, do click on that subscribe button, it really helps me to grow the channel. And remember, if you're new to the channel, click on it anyway, it's free and you'll get notified if you click on the bell of my uploads that happen on a Tuesday, a Thursday and a Sunday. So thank you for watching, and I hopefully see you soon. Oh, okay then, one more bit of Ferrari eye candy.